What? Okay, hold on. Can he hold? This has to be over. In we go. Game number 2. And after another controversial crash, we have got Wham on the board 1-0 up. We head in to Coastal Cleft to see if this is going to be extended lead. Ibids versus French here. Camels against Cavalry has to feel good, but there are ways that French can come out ahead if they can get deeper into that game. And if there's anyone who knows how to get deep into that game, you got to imagine it's Beasty Cutie. Beasty, who's already kicking off with an injection of food by playing out onto the ball on this very small map. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Your daily dose of Age of Empires 4 action. As I say, a controversial one. It's going to be a controversial one because it's always when you've got a streamer involved, it just the fans are going to be there on it regardless. But I think in the end, Beasty was willing to accept. Wham had his number, and most people have that film when they're up against Malians. But French has been rising in popularity, and I mentioned that up against Ibids, there's ways for you to win by playing into the later phase of the game. Fun little fact. French players have started doing that again inherently, anyway, no matter the matchup. How does Wham want to play this? So at first I thought they were going to be playing Holy Island, which is a very different style of Ibids that Canadians have done before. Here, I would probably still be expecting camels. I think the thing that makes the opening of the game very annoying and frustrating for French is it feels almost impossible to give any sort of advantage over the French on the opening. If you go logistics wing, you can almost just tech without an outpost. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I've seen it. Because if you go for logistics, that gives you the 2 cambulances. And all you have to do is you sit one here and one here. And when the French knight comes in, you just get hit in the face and don't care. The villagers can't be reached, is the point. So we'll get a little bit of visibility on that, as the gold is now about to be dropped off. So Wham will be making his choice. Other possibilities here. Reinforcement, maybe. But there you go. Culture wing it is. So he's going to be getting the cambulances. That's going to give him healing in Feudal Age. A valuable tool when you consider you're up against French that also have that healing. And this is where it gets interesting, because now you have the potential for Desert Raiders play. Beasty has hunkered down on the ball. He hasn't gone for Wheelbarrow in a rush, right? He'll start the tech up first, but then you can rush Wheelbarrow. Does have some merit to it, but... Hey, what? Okay, hold on. This wasn't on the script. Let me just check page 5. Le Coq Sport is back, baby. When are they going to start sponsoring Age of Empires 4 events? Chamber of Commerce coming in. This is unusual. Historically, Beasty has been one of the players obsessed with making this work with very limited results, outside of maybe a map like Highview. The trade route also kind of sucks on this map. That's the trade route right there. That right there is your trade route. Which, the Chamber of Commerce is already close. Even if you walk to the corner, you're not getting maximum distance trade, right? So it is a little bit unusual. Unusual could be what he needs here up against Camel Sith. My concern is this. Culturing logistics into Desert Raiders would allow Wham to just raid you north and south repetitively. So I'm wondering if instead Beasty's going to go archers and try to bulk trade, where you want to align your traders to come out at the same time as each other, so that when they're on the south side of your base, you position archers here, patrol, guard them down, and then position north when they move back. Does that make sense? Like, it's very weird. It's more micro-intensive, and you feel like you're suboptimal because you're wasting resources because traders are idle. But it would make defending the traders a lot simpler. Whereas instead, if you just start lobbing traders and they just all come out at their own time, you can only defend one group. You'll eventually have exposed traders. Okay, so Chamber of Commerce about to complete. We do have the wheelbarrow as expected. Also has gone forestry, because forestry is incredibly valuable here. It's so cheap. It's less than 50 resources. And as a result, you get 120 resource trade. All right, Cox versus Camels. Here we go. Dervishes are going to be able to scout it out. I think his scout actually already saw it. And Desert Raiders are committed to double stables, in fact. Makes sense. I like this. I actually think it makes so much more sense than archer rangers, because why would you build archers? Your opponent can build archers, so why would you build them as well? The alternative is your opponent builds archers, and now you have access to double horseman spam. Right? So if it's knights, desert raiders. If it's archers, horsemen. It's like a very underrated detail. When you think about what you want to do with hybrids, always remember this. Your stables and your archer ranges provide two very different types of units. It's an insane advantage because you're getting them out of the same building. You're saving 150 wood and you're saving the build time from a village. All right, dervishes. I think he's going to go for the body block here. Wham's got the micro for it, but early pull away there. Well played by Beasty. Wheelbarrow has kicked in, so should be able to escape safely. Yeah, even used the scout to try and body block a chase in the Desert Raider. We do have Knight Archer production beginning here. And Trader. Body block. Body block. Oh, it doesn't quite work out there. Wham. His dervish ended up on the south side, so we actually kind of pushed him further away. But there's more coming. He does have the marketplace being prepped in the corner. Villager now sneaking out while all attention is on the front side. Now, the goal with this, by the way, is like at first you lose tempo, but given time, you will build a lot more knights because you've got gold. My concern is this. He's going horseman, and remember what he said. Wham could literally just spam horseman now. He's just going desert raiders. Are we just at that point where desert raiders are overtuned? Like, because realistically, is the play not just littering 3 or 4 horsemen? Maybe he doesn't see... He sees them coming out now, because the thought is like, if you add in 2 or 3 horsemen, these guys get stuck attacking horsemen, because when you engage with the desert raiders, just pull them back for a microsecond and then re-engage, and your opponent's going to be A-clicking the wrong unit. Micro-wise, it's a lot more chill for you. I like what Wham is doing here, by the way. He's trying to just get to the point where the moment an archer comes out, it dies. Because he's spamming Desert Raiders. Problem is, he is backing off a little far each time. Yeah, just not in sync with the archer production rate. Right, they just keep coming out when he's moving away. It's quite fortuitous. I think it's just Wham's focusing on macroing for castle now. He's moved out to the very south side. And you can see that he is going food gold heavy. So that's when we're not going to be seeing horsemen. He's just basically baiting and switching. Which, guys, I want you to think about how sucky this is going to feel for Beasty. Look at what he's been building. It's horsemen archers. If you get any lancers out, if you get golems out, Beasty doesn't have the answer. Now, it should be knights. They will be lancers, right? Because your opponent can still build knights if you build golems. And he is going to catch the traders. Well, this is the thing, right? Like, Beasty isn't ready to come out of the base. So at some point, you are going to catch traders because unlike a Dry Arabia-esque map, there's no pivot point. There's no secondary option. You can only trade with this. I think this is where Beasty's getting suspicious. He hasn't seen any more camels. He could be being baited, yes, but you kind of got to gamble on this. The Chamber of Commerce has lost its advantage, right? Like, you've got 2 trays left. Not like great. You have at least got French TC producing quicker, which is good. But a castle play would completely unravel you here. Bam. Ready. Pull the trigger. Now it's obvious. He just moved in. He saw the gold. Good strike in there. Finds himself a worker kill. Idles out just a little bit. But Wham can now be on his merry way. Moment of truth. Desert Raiders or... There we go. Industry Wing. We are getting the switch up. Industry Wing has been taking over in a big way, guys. He could have went Grove to reset the worker situation, but Industry gives you bursts. You're now going to gather up for 2 minutes food and gold, and then you can drop 2 free extra stables, whatever you need, Raptors, Archer Rangers, or you can sell across wood for gold. There are options on the table. Not to mention selling the stone becomes viable, or just investing in a few outposts with Spearwood emplacements, which would make it feel impossible for Beasty's army to dive your base. Healing in Feudal's nasty? Yeah, it's almost... Well, ironically, this is the original Civ that healed in Feudal, so... Knight with the dive in, a bit too ambitious there. And the Shiv body block out. The Villager a bit greedy running back, but... Dervishes. They're finally home. Workers are going to shift away. Wham. Gets out just in time with the wheelbarrow. Beasty knows what's going on. It's obvious now, right? You've seen the gold. You've seen the pullback. You've got a limited window to do damage. Realistically, you've got about 1:45 to 2 minutes. Because after that, you'll have 3 Camel Lancers on the field, maybe a Spearwood emplacement, and then it gets brutal to dive in. All about finding that sweet spot. Wham can't build spears either. It's 17 archers. Death sentence to any spears you try to build. And we are getting the extra outpost, so it is going to be sprinkle spams. Desert Raiders being cheeky. They have to edge it. They get a little bit too close, they're insta-killed like that. Got too close in range, right? Like, you're so limited on range, 3.5. What does BC do against Lancers? He's got a few spears, but that's it, right? Lancers are the problem. Remember, that's what we said. Is like, heavily armored units are his nightmare. I would be flabbergasted if Wham built golems. Like, I would be bowing right now. Because it's kind of insane here, but also a big negative against French Knights. So I think he will just play it safe. Triple Lancer production. Archery is getting added in. And we have got double Springles. So this is his safe haven. Zen-like garden. Right? Must be Middle Eastern to enter. This is the inner sanctum of Mecca. Any European infidels show up, they're going to get booted out. Relics is a bit tricky, though. I got to say, actually. Like, look at the spawn. That is an ass spawn, man. What? Every single relic feels untouchable. Which contradicts the advantage of fast castle Iobids with amulets. He's adding in the archers. Veterancy already in the way. Beasty's staying the course, and he's even adding in knights now. Tricky thing is, like, technically if Wham just gets mass archers together, you melt, right? He does need to fix the steel arrow timing. Like, he's going under mesh first, but this is the tricky part. When you fast castle like this, Ivy players always neglect blacksmiths. It's not part of what's seen as an optimal build. We have got the first Camel Lancer sneaking in. Good call coming from Eagle. Eagle-eyed as he sees that the camels are just going to go for the poke. Feels gambling in some ways, but it's those Springald placements, I swear. I think it's on BC's mind as well. It's like, he probably has Springalds, and if I dive, I'm going to die. Camels are going to be creeping in. Workers could easily get chipped here. No one's home. -1 there. We'll now go after the traders, because they are much slower to retreat. Formation shuffling doesn't work as well with them. Do you see the first knights coming up? You don't care about that. Camel Lancers destroyed that, and now the dive coming in. Here we go. No Springald placement on this tower, though. Village is going to shuffle over. Springald's about to be revealed. Their archers, only a handful of them right now. Dervishes are going to give some sustained power, though. And the Cam Lancers in a little bit deep. The Horsemen do brute force onto the archers. The Springald placements trying to assist, but can he hold? Villagers on the gold. Need to get the hell out of here. The Dervishes are trying to hold their ground here, but the burst fire from the archers too high. And the Camel Lancers, they may have done some damage, but they're brutally needed back here. So what, 2 Cam Lancers, 2 Desert Raiders. Now to dive past Wham's workers. Fleeing for their life here. We've moved past the Springalds. It has cost Beasty dearly on the dive. It could easily cost Wham much more here. The idle eco is huge. Wallow comes around the back. That'll buy time, so villagers are able to retreat. Good job there. And Wham now also getting relics home because that dive opened up the map. Yeah, we should be able to creep back to safety. So we have to really assess, what did Beasty achieve with this? You look at the worker kill count, not much. Idle time, big, yes. But now you are still stuck in the feudal age. Your economy is spreading wider, which is getting exploited by these Camel Lancers. And you just saw how Spruner placements can break these dive strats in games. 9 worker lead does seem like a lot, yes, but you have to remember he has to crack castle. It's just so brutal, man. And with the villager pathing, we see all the time where they slither through or they shuffle and they move a bit faster. Even with archers sometimes, it feels difficult to gap close. I do respect the fact that BC doubled down here. I think after that type of dive, if you just try to go for a tech now, you're going to die, right? And this is sucky for him because, you know, he's scaling into some knights, but the reality is your opponent has Camel Lancers. You can't just be about knights. You can't say, okay, I'm going to just build knights and go castle. Speaking of those Camel Lancers, they're creeping in again. Horseman should be able to get the finishing touch. Nicely played there. Every little helps here. Wham still needs to find a way back out of food. This is almost drained, and oh my god, we didn't even talk about this in the spawn, right? Like, this is horrible. We noticed that Beasty was leaning here, and we focused on the relics, which is important, but the food is the other kick to the nuts here. Upside for Wham is going archers is not food heavy. Downside is it feels like the only thing you can really scale. You can get a few camel lancers, but not a lot. Not unless he adds in farms. It's got more dervishes. Second relic is on the way home. Yeah, so in a weird way, he is at least getting something. These type of raids, like the idle time and also the attention. That's going to be a lot of people to wall up. Spears will eventually punish him for this. Camel Lancer has changed targets. And they dive in again. This might be the one. Beasty. A few knights. That's heavy damage on the workers. Their archer count still underwhelming. And the gold has ran out now. This is a clutch attempt at a wall load to save time. Dive comes through. Beasty looks for the kill. Gets it just in time. But the workers are idle. This has to be over. Can we just agree? Like, I don't know if I'd say it was about the Chamber of Commerce, but Chamber of Commerce won. Beasty done it, man. Spear Archer Mass looking pretty succulent here. The early dive didn't look like it fully paid off. But I think for Wham, he just didn't find the camel lancers he needed. Beasty done a good job of evading that with his worker force. And also not overstaying his welcome, right? When he rotated around that tree line, the worst thing he could have done is went in again. The choice to back off, rebuild, and realize that everything was on the left side of the base. Everything was still blocked for the next several minutes of Wham was key to this success. Beasty, with over a 20 eco lead now, no doubt about it. He's even got more farms than the guy who has no food access. We will be diving the Sprint placements again. The Beasty, he's even prepping rounds now. Because at this point, like, you'd be like, surely Beasty tech's up now, right? He's 25 working up. And Wham has 25 more idle. Nope. It's still going. Teching up is for pussies. You got the win. End the game. I mean, technically, it's much easier to end the game in Castle. But he doesn't want to give even a chance for Wham to move out. And this is the gamble. If you're Wham right now, look at your vision. What's your assumption? Your assumption has to be, okay, he's teching now. He threw away his army to keep me in my base. He's teching now. He's in for a rude awakening. Knights are going to split off. Outpost is going up, but slowly. The Knights, they see it. GG straight away. Beautiful read by Beasty. Clean execution. The Chamber of Commerce baited out exactly what he needed and allowed a non-cavalry priority comp to beat the Iobas. If you're struggling with IU, this is, I think, a hard strategy to execute. May not work at your ranks because I think it requires like your opponent to be thinking on like a conqueror level. But a sick idea all the same. Props to Beasty for the win.